Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well today. It is Monday, October the 20th. Is it October 20th? Yeah, it is October 20th. Whoop, whoop. October 20th. Life's good, and hopefully you're having a good day and you're having a good beginning to your week. I know, 6 a.m. It's like when you meet somebody real early in the morning for a meeting, whatever. Hey, good morning. You having a good day? And they're like going, yeah, I just entered it. It's kind of like, I always say this, if I ask them really early in the morning, I always say, well, if it's already bad, then it's going to be long. Some people get it and some people don't. If you're sitting there going like, oh, wait a minute, dude, maybe you're just slower in the morning, but it'll finally come to you. But hope you're doing well. Life is, you had a good weekend. Man, I always had just a great weekend all the way through and looking for a fantastic week. So, hey, if I haven't got a chance to meet you, my name's Jay. My wife Vicky and I will lead this amazing church called The Gate, Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland area. Having the time of our lives, loving what we're doing. Good morning, Lydia. Thank you for the donuts. I slammed one down before I even realized I was eating it. Oh, I was so excited. Yeah, Lydia brought donuts to our hub yesterday morning, and so that was so nice. Appreciate that. I come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday like this just to give you a heads up, maybe a encouragement, just a thought, something that you can do, and hopefully not just encourage and everything else, but really let you know that you're not alone. That's why we do this, and just to let you know you're not alone, and kind of gather everybody around a thought for the day and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So things are going well for you, and things are going well for us, and we just keep moving on. So we live right outside of Chicago. I say that every time. We're in the Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana area. So we live right outside of Chicago, and I'm always fascinated with the history of wherever I live. And when we first moved here, and I became the pastor of the church after we lived here for I think 2.5 years, something like that. And good morning, Rhonda. Blessings on you. Cowboys looked nice and stellar yesterday. Pretty happy. Didn't get a chance to see the game, but I followed it. They didn't broadcast it up here, so anxious to see how that does. Anyway, that's just Rhonda and me. We're just having a sidebar right now, if you don't mind. We'll get back to it. But anyway, So yeah. Oh, and by the way, Rhonda, I know we were praying. I think it was you praying on Friday that you're having surgery today. So we're going to continue praying for you. And if I believe that was you, if it wasn't you, then if you ever do have surgery, we will pray for you. But I think it was you. So we're praying, and so we'll all pray for Rhonda today. So anyway, so living outside Chicago, when I first moved here, it was back in, 89, and by 92, I was the senior leader of the church now that we're still there at. And really, really walking through everything else, I decided, you know what, I need to do some history, because I am convinced of this. And even the Bible says every time that you go to, you go around, they would put a monument to something, and it says, when your kids walk past this, they're going to ask you why you do that, and what was this monument to? And then they would say, you'd tell them they would tell them, well, this is where we passed through and God provided, and yada, yada, yada. This is why I was never for the whole tearing down of the monuments, even the quote unquote bad guys, or the guys that are, because we need to put markers in our lives and in our history and in our nation and everything else to remind us, even of the things that we screwed up in. Even of the things that, hey, we're not putting a monument to that guy or to that, what he stood for. We're putting a monument to remind us, don't ever be like him. That kind of thing. So that was pretty stupid on the other side, that they're trying to rip down monuments to get it out of our mind. Well, we just can't remember those things because it brings me, stress or whatever. Well, quit being so fragile and realize that we screwed up in the past. And we have to redo it. But that's my sidebar. Again, I'm having full of days of sidebars here today. But anyway, so I went to study it, and I found out that right on where our street is and where our Gate campus is in Hammond, the original one. It's been there for over 100 years. I found out that right in that area, Al Capone used to come into that area and would dump a lot of his his treasures, and he would hide them and everything else in a lot of the bars, and they had strip clubs and everything else right around, all in this area, and speakeasies and everything else. And it was across state line. And he would do it because the enemies, or not the enemies, the police, Elliot Ness, the special forces of the FBI and the IRS and all of that, couldn't touch him there because they didn't have jurisdiction. And they called them the Untouchables. And Elliot Ness came in and just started cleaning the house right in our neighborhood, right there, and everything.